everybody, and welcome to the Faith Community's I Just Need a Minute. Because we all just need a minute every now and then. I'm really excited to do this. I've been trying to get on for the past couple of months, trying to find a day that I have for free so that I can get on and give 15 minutes of a breather, whether that's inspiration, relaxation, just a place to vent, a place to come and chill, a safe space for about 15, 20 minutes. I've been waiting to do this, and now here I am. And I have a really good topic to talk about tonight. So if you want to get in your position, whatever it is, when you have a good hearty discussion with your friends, whether it's your guy friends or your girlfriends or whoever you chat on the phone with, I want you to chill like that with me for about the next 15 to 20 minutes because tonight I want to talk about invitation. And no, I'm not talking about a birthday party invitation. I'm not talking about a wedding invitation or a baby shower invitation. The invitation that I am talking about is the invitation to join the church, the invitation to follow Christ. That part of our service is what I'm talking about. So if you think that this is going to be a great conversation that other people could benefit from, please don't hesitate to hit the share button. Tag a few people in the comments. If you think that somebody should come and listen to this conversation, feel free to invite some people, tag some people. And I want y'all to put your comments in the chat because I am going to take a look and try to see, what's being said as it pops up on the screen later on down the line. But yeah, tonight I just want to take a minute to talk about the invitation portion of the service. And this particular part of the service is really near and dear to my heart because TFC does something really unique. We have something that we call the invitation to love. And I just want to talk about that a little bit and how that's different from other ministries and their invitation portion of their service. When I think about invitations, it's something that you give somebody, you extend it to them as a courtesy, you do it politely, and it is a request to get them to come somewhere and do something. That's what an invitation is. So usually when churches are done with their preaching moment, maybe the choir has sang and the offering has been lifted, or maybe you haven't gotten to that part yet. Maybe it's just the close of the sermon and the preacher is standing in front of the congregation and he asks if anyone wants to come down the aisle and join the church and learn about Jesus and learn about following Jesus and loving God, right? And everybody is on the edge of their seats to see if anybody's going to walk down to either sit in one of those two chairs or if they're going to walk down and shake the pastor's hand or whoever is in charge of that portion of the service. Everybody's waiting to see who's going to do what. And I know whenever the faith community was coming up with, actually, Christian and I were tossing that idea back and forth about what to call that particular portion of the faith community's services. Because, of course, as the faith community, a very welcoming and affirming ministry, if we don't do anything else, we want to extend an invitation to be a part of our tribe, to be a part of our group, to, learn how to live in the way of Jesus and love yourself and love your neighbor. But I told Christian, I said, the word invitation in church services is a trigger for me. And I know people throw that word around a lot. So you just gonna have to catch it one more time because it is very triggering for me. And the reason is because I always think about that part of the service, the invitation part of the service, from the perspective of the person who's contemplating the decision. That's what I think about. And so traditionally, in our church spaces, there are a lot of things that aren't allowed in that community. There are a lot of things that you have to leave outside the door when you come into a lot of our church spaces and our religious spaces. And usually, what happens is people get scared into joining. They join out of fear. And I'll say why a lot of people join out of fear. And I'm not saying everybody. I would never say everybody, because some people really feel the urge to take that walk. But I also believe that there are some people who are hearing that invitation and they are sitting in the pew trying to figure out what part of their humanity they're going to have to leave behind in order to be a part of this community. And so when I think about it from that perspective, that is a very triggering thing. So, we didn't really want to call it invitation because we wanted to make sure that we were genuine in the request that we were extending. If we are asking for people to think about learning about the way of Jesus and the way Jesus loved people and the way Jesus was compassionate and empathetic, we can't do that with fear. We're not going to stand up before people and say, if you left our service today and didn't make it home, where would your soul go for eternity? Because it's usually what we hear during the invitation. We usually hear things like that. And if you're in the chat, feel free to put in the chat what you've heard in order to get people to join the church and accept that invitation. It's stuff like, if you died today, if you went to sleep tonight and didn't wake up in the morning, all of those things. And any human being would think to themselves that they don't want to die unexpectedly, especially if you've grown up in church, and then your soul spend eternity in hell because of all the things you've heard about hell. You don't want to go there. So you make a decision of, okay, I'm going to give my life to Christ and I'm going to be a part of this ministry. And for a lot of people, the unfortunate part is that they never, ever reach their maximum potential in their relationship with the divine because the ministry that extended the invitation is not accepting of them as a whole person. And so, what the faith community does, we extend an invitation to love, because outside of the proselytizing that we do, outside of telling people about Jesus's way and loving on people and showing people, what we do as a community to support and love each other, we just want to extend that invitation first, because that invitation to love isn't about a decision of, am I going to be able to be gay? Am I going to be able to be a single mom? Am I going to be able to be a part of this community and I have a non-binary gender identity? Am I going to be safe in this space? That's not anything that anybody has to think about when it comes to the faith community, because our invitation is to love. We are extending a request to meet us here and join us in love. That's the invitation. We don't want to scare you into being a part of our tribe. We're not trying to persuade or push you into being a part of our tribe. We really want to be a ministry that models the way of Jesus, because it's the way that makes the name of Jesus great. And so that's our invitation that we extend. That's the difference between TFC's invitation to love and some other ministries' invitation to join the church or invitation to get saved. We just want to love on you. And we just want to teach you how to love yourself so that you can better love others. That's not to say that there may not be other things to learn along the way, but the first thing we should be doing is offering love, allowing people to know that their whole self is accepted in this space. And I think that if we can extend that to people, if we can extend love to people, if we can extend grace to people and compassion and empathy to people, we would have people joining our ministries with such a clearer mind and a more genuine heart. Because when you join something and you do something and you make a decision, like being a part of a faith community based off of your fear of going to hell, there is no fulfillment once you get into that community, because all you're concerned about is keeping all of the rules right. And again, that's not what we're trying to do here. We just want to teach you how to love. That's what the greatest commandment talks about. It talks about loving yourself. It talks about loving your neighbor as yourself. And it talks about that is the extension and the expression of your love to God. So that's what we're inviting you to do when you join us for any of our services, any of our Bible and beyond, anything we're doing, we're always going to extend the invitation to love. And we want people to take their time and think about that, because love is a serious thing. Self love is a serious thing, and it's not always easy. But we want to give you that invitation because we want to invite you into our community so we can do it together and we can learn from each other and we can love on each other. That's all we're trying to do. We're not trying to shut any part of anybody out. We want to extend the invitation for you to come and join us as your whole self. That's all that matters. And that's all I have. I hope that this has been helpful for some people. I know that the invitation part of service can be really scary sometimes for people, especially when you have a lot of baggage associated with church and you're trying to find a safe space to grow your relationship with the divine. That invitation part can be really scary. But you just have to make an assessment of the community that you're a part of and ask yourself, is all of me invited here or just certain parts of me that are beneficial to this ministry? And that's how you decide whether you have been invited to be productive and do things and offer up your gifts, or if you've just been invited to love. And whatever it is you feel that's beneficial to the ministry, you offer it because you feel loved and you feel whole and you feel complete. All of you. So I'm going to wrap this up um, by looking at some of these comments. I saw Melanie just put one up. I'm not quite sure what she said. She said, we're definitely a community learning the true meaning to love, and it's beautiful. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. I think that there's no better space to learn to love in than a space that includes everybody. If I'm trying to love people in a space and everybody looks like me, talks like me, thinks like me, there's no challenge in that. Not at all. But whenever you create a space where you invite everybody, everybody's invited. There's no ranking system. There's no cool kids club. Everybody can just come and get the same kind of love. That's beautiful. And we're doing that together because we are affirming and we are loving of people just as they are. So, yes, thank you, Melanie, for that. And we think you're awesome too, Susan. We love you to death. So, I'm going to wrap up with a few of our announcements from the faith community because, it's just 15 minutes, but I do want to keep everybody posted on what the faith community has coming up. So, this coming Saturday is the closeout service to our Women's Month celebration. And Madam All the Things, Miss Tierney Jordan, is going to be bringing that word for this Saturday. So please, y'all, join us at 4 o'clock this Saturday. It's going to be a live worship service and it's going to be incredible. It's going to be really good. And we hope that you join us there. We hope that you invite some people. Also, what we have coming up next week, we would normally follow that with a Bible and Beyond session, but we're going to follow up this Saturday's worship with a Holy Saturday worship next Saturday, April the 3rd. So we're going to do a service pre-Easter. So we're going to have our Holy Saturday service next Saturday, April the 3rd at 4 o'clock. We're hoping that you can meet us there as we bring that tradition in the way that only the faith community can do it. Also next week, next Thursday, is our game night. We had a virtual game night a few months ago and we had a ball, y'all. It was so much fun. And that was my first time really playing a virtual game with a group of people. It was really interactive. We laughed a lot. So you all join us next Thursday. I think that's at 7:30. But it's going to be posted. So just keep in contact with the faith community and you will see everything that we have going on as far as our services and any of our extracurricular activities. I do want to do one last thing though. And I want to extend the invitation to participate with TFC, to stay connected with TFC, to learn more about TFC. And one of the ways that you can do that is by texting disruptive. So if you will pull out your phones right now, if you haven't done this process already, if you will pull out your phones and text disruptive to 855-706-1228. Text disruptive to 855-706-1228. What that does, it gets you connected to the faith community. So that means any emails we have going out, any invitations that may go out, your name is on the list to get that information. You also get a phone call. We just want to find out what you like, what you need as far as ministry. Where are you in your walk? Because we serve 3 specific groups. So we just want to find out about you, tell you a little bit about us. There's no commitment to that. It's just a phone conversation. Now, the second way that you can join, if you have been looking at us and you've been participating in our activities and coming to Bible and Beyond, and you've been really moved by the faith community, you can click the link in the chat and that link will take you to our website. That means that you want to be a part of our tribe. That means that you're saying, this is the place where I think I can grow. This is the place where I feel safe to express and explore my relationship with God. If that's you, click that link in the chat. It will take you to our website, and there is a form that takes all of 60 seconds to complete. It tells us a little bit more about you in detail, tells you a little bit more about the faith community in detail, and how we can get plugged in and connected. So there are 2 ways that you can do that. If you've already done them, we love you for it. We love having you around. If you're thinking about it or contemplating it, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask questions if you have them. But other than that, text that disruptive number and we're going to stay connected and we're going to keep moving forward. We're going to keep inviting people to love every single time we get together. We're going to do that. And when we invite you, we don't want you to leave any of yourself on the seat. We want you to bring the whole you to the faith community because we want to love all of you. So I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your night. I hope to see you Saturday. And